Hey, what it do, y'all? It's your boy E2 Blue coming back at you again, man, on this not so victory Monday. I should call this Cowboys get their ass whooped Monday. Hangover Monday. Yeah. It's Monday morning. I just left the hand doctor. I had to get a cyst removed from my finger, and here's my little band aid right here. Had to stick a real long needle in there and get it out of there. Out. Didn't feel too good, but it is what it is. Got to do what you got to do, right? Yeah. So, where do I start? Mm. Cowboys lose last night, 42-10. Mm. I did not expect this rematch, which wasn't really a match at all, to go like that. I didn't anticipate it. It just kind of just was like that. Um, hmm, not a fan of it. But I will say this. There are a few positives within the negatives, but I will get into all the negatives first. Because you know I'm not a homer and I keep it 100. And I just want to clarify some, and I will clarify some things throughout this video too for some of you guys that say the weirdest, dumbest stuff. Because not necessarily you guys, but just the ones um, that I hear out there. They don't follow my channel, I don't think. So the ignorant stuff that I hear is just wow, wow. You, you know, every team goes through their ups and downs, right? It's all about learning who you are. The Cowboys just have to find an identity, right? We don't know what that is right now. Kellen Moore's not here anymore. We have, Mike McCarthy and Brian Schottenheimer, controlling that aspect of it. But as they're learning this new scheme and figuring out this new scheme, and it just seems like Mike McCarthy is trying to figure out what he wants to do with this scheme. Now, before I get into that, let's just talk about what happened in the game. From start to finish, right? From the beginning, the Cowboys lining up outsides. This is stuff that you learn in the Pee-wees. Like, why are you lining up outside? Why are you lining up in the neutral zone? One thing that they used to teach us in the marching band when I was in the marching band is guide right. Guide right. Look to your right. If you see the people that are lined up with you, you're not lined up with them, obviously you're wrong. So at some point, did you not look to the left or right to see where the people are? Did you not know that you maybe need to back up or something? Maybe you're just not in the right formation. You're. That's just like when Tolbert lined up offsides last year on offense. These guys are veterans. They should know not to ever do that. I just don't. I don't understand where that comes from. But whatever. It started with that, and it just snowballed from there. Once they marched down the field and scored the first touchdown, and this is why I said in my video yesterday, before the game, I said, if we were to win the coin toss, take the ball so you can be up and do what you need to do on offense. But clearly, I don't know how you weren't ready for this game, because if you let the players tell it, they've been talking about this game since week 1. They've been having this game circled. That's the reason why they got beat by the Cardinals, right? Because they were too focused on looking ahead to San Francisco. Well, you looked ahead to get your ass whooped. That's what happened. You looked ahead to get your ass whooped. Dak talking about, I'm pissed. Well, you weren't that damn pissed, because you didn't show the festivity in the game. The defense, Jonathan Akins batted down 2 passes. It's like they were getting to the quarterback, but the way they were coming, they were rushing the outsides. All Brock Purdy did was step up into the middle and throw the ball. Why these receivers were wide open out of the flats Not even in the flats. They were open deep. I don't understand why. They were open everywhere. Juszczyk was wide open. Brandon Ayuk was wide open. Deebo Samuel was wide open. Brock Purdy was back there just tossing dimes to anybody that he wanted to. Everybody was wide open. I don't know what we were doing defensively where it's like, okay, if we're playing zone, and sometimes you have to man up on certain plays. And we just got out physical. We were out physical. The 49ers didn't do anything crazy on us. We shot ourselves in the damn foot because we weren't executing. We did not execute this game. It's just the way it is. The 49ers didn't go in there thinking like, oh, we got to beat the Dallas Cowboys. They just played their game. They just played the way that they played and won. Why the hell can't we do that? We just come in here week after week. We beat one team and blow another team out. We lose like this. I believe the Dallas Cowboys are a really good team. I don't understand how you can lose to the 49ers by that fucking much. I mean, it's like the 49ers are a kryptonite or something. It's like, when we play them, we just be like Space Jam where we lose our fucking powers and shit, and and we forget how to play football. J-Ron Curse, what are you doing? I like J-Ron. I always have, ever since he's been here. But it's been a rough year for him. I don't know if he's going through something personally, emotionally, if he's still sad that Trey Diggs ain't there. I don't know what's going on with J-Ron. Is J-Ron cursed? Is he hurt? Does he have some type of injury that we don't know about? Like, what's going on here with that? I'm not understanding that whole concept. But I will say this. I'm going to focus more on offense. I know that the defense in this game, they didn't play their best game either. But they should have learned from that Cardinals game. And I still got faith in our coaches. I do. I love Mike McCarthy. I love Dan Quinn. But they gotta adjust more. I know that maybe they think that their players have a lot of talent and they could just withstand that. But no, you got to get a little bit more creative. You have to switch things up, move things around. I said this before. In the past, we've been too predictable. We cannot get back to that predictability. We have to be able to adjust to each team that we play, right? That's what the 49ers did. They know how the Cowboys play, and they just played their game. That's all they did. Now, let's look at this offense, right? It starts with Dak and Mike McCarthy. Dak is going to get shit for throwing his interceptions. I know that. I know the national media, because they don't look deeply into this team like we do, because this team is what we love, right? So we're going to put in and try to figure out what the root of the problem is. And I'm going to tell you what I think the root of the problem is. It's not that the scheme that we're using is bad. It's the way that we're executing it, right? And it starts with Mike McCarthy and Brian Schottenheimer. In this game, they did not use the right route concepts. We have to figure out route concepts when it comes to this, right? We know in the West Coast there's a lot of dump-offs. Why are we always throwing the balls to the tight ends? I mean, I get it. They can get the ball too. But you have two dynamic wide receivers. Three if you consider Gallup a good guy. Get the ball to Brandon Cooks and CeeDee Lamb. Period. You have to scheme them open, because Brock Purdy was getting the ball to his guys. What they were doing on their side against us was the same shit that we should have been doing against them. I'm going to say it again. The things that were working on offense for the 49ers is the same shit that we should have done for them, to them. This game would have went so much different, would have been so much more competitive had we had done those things on offense. You're running the ball against a loaded box on 3rd and 4. And they know that you're running the ball. Why would you do that? either run the screen right there or a hitch. Because that hitch to Tony Pollard for that first down that we had was getting it. You could have threw another hitch right there and got the first down and lived to see another day. Why is the play call having for Dak Prescott to have to do that? Then it makes Dak look like he sucks, right? Now, Dak notices his team. Dak gotta open his mouth and say, "Hey, coach, this ain't working. This is," because sometimes it takes more than one brain. I think Mike McCarthy is a great coach. I just think that he has to. He's gonna have. Remember, he ain't called plays in a long time. I ain't making excuses for him. I'm just saying, you got to look at things in a microscope, right? And that's our job as YouTubers to do that. And from what I'm seeing in the game, it just seems like Mike is still trying to figure out his players and how they fit into this scheme. Well, I'm gonna help you out, sir. Get your playmakers the ball. Focus on that first. Focus on route concepts that scheme those guys open. That way, everything else will open up. The passing game will open up. The running game will open up. You'll be able to switch some things up. Tony Pollard and Rico Dowdle run differently. They're different type of runners. Rico Dowdle had pretty good production against 49ers because the way that he runs is predicated towards in this particular playing against this particular team, it was easier said than done. But they didn't do that. They didn't utilize Rico like they should have. That one touchdown to Turpin. Do more things like that. Be a little bit creative. Hell, they beat us on a flea flicker. Not saying that you got to do a flea flicker, because I hate those. I really do. But the fact that they fooled you with a damn flea flicker, and you do, oh shit, I gotta run and get him. Oh, touchdown. Oh. You let Kittle get a goddamn turkey on you. Well, this ain't. I bowled too, so a three-peat. He got 3 touchdowns on you. Yeah, turkey is a bowling term. Those of you that bowl as well, you know that three strikes in a row is a turkey. Whatever. Or a 4-banger. He might as well have a 4-banger, but he got 3 touchdowns. And then, of course, McCaffrey got his. But you did a good job holding McCaffrey to, 63 yards? That's about the national average for a guy that dynamic. That could be a future Hall of Famer, maybe. The 49ers team, yes, they are better than the Cowboys up and down. I said this before. I said this even before the game. But the way you played them last year, you were right there in the game with them. Why didn't you utilize some of the stuff that worked in last year's game and build upon that? It's almost like they just came in here and was like, oh, the 49ers aren't good anymore, so we're just going to play whatever. That's what it looked like. It like they just went out there and was like, y'all go out there and just play, and we'll figure it out later. No, it doesn't work like that. But like I said, it starts with McCarthy and Dak. These two got to get together, with Brian Schottenheimer too. Brian need to be in that room too. Brian, Mike, and Dak need to be in that room together and figuring out what works in this offense, how to get the ball more effectively to CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks primarily. Stop throwing. Why are you throwing a seam route to Schoonmaker? That should be a pass to like Brandon Cooks or CeeDee Lamb or Michael Gallup, your top 3 wide receivers. And then you wonder why your wide receivers are frustrated. Because then it causes animosity. Then they think that it's Dak's fault. Dak think it's coach's fault. Coaching think that it's this. So it becomes a landslide of bullshit. So why not nip the thing in the bud, go back in the lab, figure out what's going on. Because, again, the 49ers didn't do anything special on defense to beat us. They didn't. They just executed well, and they're good at what they do. Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw are beasts. They are. In my opinion, they're the 1-2 best linebackers in the league outside of Bobby Wagner over in Seattle. So I'm just saying, you gotta do what makes sense, and they're not making sense right now. And it's frustrating for us fans because you sit here and watch them blow the fuck out of New England, only to come back and get your salad tossed by the 49ers. They literally came in there and bitch slapped you. That's what they did. They did. And now I gotta drink my water because I'm dehydrated. Because talking about this team sucks the life out of me. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end with that. We'll talk more about it once I watch some more of the film. I went back and looked at a little bit of the game, but I'm going to go back and look at some more, and then we'll talk more about it this week. But let me know what you guys think in the comment box. I think we'll be fine. We just have to, there's still a lot of season left. It's not over. You know what I mean? We will see this team again in the playoffs, but if you want to beat a Super Bowl contender like the 49ers, you have to be a Super Bowl contender, and Cowboys aren't there yet. Cowboys got to get their shit together to get to that point, and we're not there right now. So with that being said, man, like, share, subscribe to the channel, man. It's your boy E2 Blue, always keeping it real. Trying to work on some things right now, trying to build the channel up. So, guys, help me out. Like, share, subscribe. If you know other Cowboy fans, shout them out. Let them know that I'm here. And get some of this content, y'all. With that being said, y'all, peace out. Y'all have a great Monday.